This is my own creepypasta, Deandra Sanker aka Zipper. Stay to hear his story, please. His backstory and facts will be out soon. Until then, you can accept him into the fandom. I'm allowing fan art and fanfics. Here's the story name. Zippers for Skin. Ali was having a stroll through a city in Portugal. He was holding an empty soda can and wanted to throw it away. He walked over to the nearest trash can and was about to throw the can out, but that's when he saw someone. A teen boy who had his back up against the wall, looking at him. He had on a red hoodie, black ripped jeans and a black t-shirt. He had dreads with orange tips that puffed out and fell over his face. The boy appeared to have a shiny gray stripe down his face and neck. It looked like a zipper almost. There were other gray stripes on his face as well. 2 on the sides of his mouth and 2 going down from his eyes. His face was blank and his eyes were pink. The boy didn't appear to have any pupils. This scared Ali quite a bit. But Ali assumed that the boy was blind and carried on with his day. Ali was making his way down the sidewalk as the sun started to set and the sky began to darken. All of the stores in the city were closing, and before he knew it, he was alone and it was night in the city. Suddenly he heard footsteps behind him. He turned around and asked, "Who's there?" Nobody appeared to be there. He guessed that he was just hearing things and kept walking. He heard the footsteps again. This time he looked back fast. Ali picked up his pace and took a sharp turn around the block. He still heard the footsteps. "All right, I've had enough of your games. It's not funny and it's not useful, so show yourself." No answer. Ali kept walking fast. He suddenly came to a halt. He kept looking forwards and didn't look back. He felt a terrifying presence of someone standing behind him. He didn't look back and kept sprinting. He was running faster than he had ever ran before. He was panicked and couldn't focus on where he was going, so he took a wrong turn away from the direction of his home and into the direction of the forest. He ran into the wood and stopped by a tree. He still heard footsteps, and this time he wasn't walking. Whatever it wasn't following him anymore. It was walking toward him. He looked back. It was that teen boy, the one without pupils and the strange metal stripes on his face. He was walking towards him at a steady pace, and his face stayed blank. "Who are you? What's your name, and what do you want from me?" Ali asked, his voice steady and stern, and he tried his hardest to hide his fear. Deandra Sanker. My friends call me Zipper. Why are you following me? What do you want?" Deandra didn't answer. He caught up to where Ali was and stood 3 feet in front of him. "Can you see, kid? Your eyes look weird. Why are there zippers all over your face? Are you okay?" "Watch your mouth," Deandra replied. "Yes, I can see. And yeah, I do have zippers on my face, but why is none of your business and none of your concern." "Well, I will gladly make it my business. You are the one who chased me out here." Deandra stepped forwards, closer to Ali. He took the taps of both zippers below his eyes and pulled the tabs down, revealing flesh, bones, and blood. The blood in his face wasn't pouring out. Instead it stayed put, floating, staying attached to his bone. The blood that did manage to escape came out in deformed floating orbs. Oh, hell no, what is wrong with you?" "You asked?" I answered. Deandra zipped back up his face, and the floating orbs of blood were sucked back into his face, slipping through the thin crevices of the zipper. "What are you?" Ali yelled. "A person," Deandra said, pulling a gun from his pocket. Ali turned the other direction and tried to run. "No," Deandra said, grabbing Ali's hood, choking him a little bit as Deandra pulled him back. Ali punched Deandra's chest, knocking the air out of him. Ali then began to run. Deandra pointed and aimed his gun at Ali. I said no. Allie was near a streetlight at the edge of the forest. Then suddenly, a gun shot, making a loud bam, followed by a thud and the rustle of leaves. Allie had been shot in the stomach. He was still alive. Deonder walked over to him. His head was lit up by the light of the street light. Allie could see that he was smiling. His teeth were sharp and his gun was still in hand. "Goodbye, runner," Deonder said, still smiling. He shot Allie in the head, killing him finally. Deonder walked away into the woods, leaving Allie's dead body behind. Thank you to the ones who stayed. A Real Voice podcast will be coming out soon. It'll be on YouTube. Anyway, Deonder isn't on the Creepypasta wiki yet, but you can officially call him a Creepypasta character and welcome him into the fandom.